Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday, June 30th. My name is Alan, and I want to welcome you to my Spiritual Growth Through Recovery podcast. The purpose of these videos is to grow my spirituality by following the AA program of recovery, and I do that by trying to be as honest, vulnerable, and accountable as I can be. But I'm that's why I make the videos. Makes me put some work in and dig in a little bit. I'm no expert in AA or spirituality or recovery. I'm just trying to live life on life's terms and do it sober. Yes, the recipe we follow here is we read the daily reading out of the AA Daily Reflections book. There is a link in the description if you'd like to follow along. And then I'll just share my take on that and sometimes another topic. All right? All right, so the topic today is going to be sacrifice equals unity equals survival, and kind of a little bit larger picture of sacrifice. Okay, June 30th, here we go. End of the month. Sacrifice equals unity equals survival. The unity, the effectiveness, and even the survival of AA will always depend on our continued willingness to give up some of our personal ambitions and desires for the common safety and welfare. Just as sacrifice means survival for the individual alcoholic, so does sacrifice mean unity and survival for the group and for AA's entire fellowship, as Bill sees it, page 220. I have learned that I must sacrifice some of my personality traits for the good of AA, and as a result, I've been rewarded with many gifts. False pride can be inflated through prestige, but by living tradition 6, I received the gift of humility instead. Cooperation without affiliation is often deceiving. If I remain unrelated to outside interests, I am free to keep AA autonomous. Then the fellowship will be here, healthy and strong for generations to come. It's just one of the great principles of the program is by giving, service to others. I think we spend most of our time in our using days, me. It's all about me. Obviously, the solution is the opposite, right? So it kind of talks about the survival would be give up our ambitions for the common welfare. I know one of the paradoxes, you have to give it away to keep it. When I was using, I lost it by trying to keep it. Here it talks about learn that I must sacrifice some of my personality traits. For me, I must sacrifice my personal wants and desires, something I rarely did while I was using. Through these steps 6 and 7, this gift of humility, it really is truly a gift. It's when it's all about me and it's all about, get what I need to, no matter at what cost, and being self-reliant. It's what a mess, what a goddamn mess. So then the part talks about cooperation without affiliation is often deceiving. I guess the way I interpreted that is, we don't need a pat on the back for doing the right thing. Just doing it is the right thing. Ultimately, if our primary purpose is to stay sober and help another alcoholic achieve sobriety, that's it. It's not about how I feel or how I look or what I did today. It's like, if I stay sober, did I help someone else? That's a win, right? All right, so I just want to talk about the idea of sacrifice. Just seemed relevant. This topic is one of my core values, and I kind of want to go a little more depth into it. So what is sacrifice? It's the act of giving up something you want to obtain something of a higher value, like this for that. And I just always think, what immediate want will I sacrifice for long-term value? I'm about now, me, change how I feel. Really, if I can hold off on that, then there's a lot more benefit to that. So sacrificing those immediate needs for down the road stuff, right? So why is sacrificing important? Well, it builds character and discipline. It strengthens our willpower and determination, right? Because don't just submit and give in to our whatever we want. Provides better options when delaying gratification, right? It builds better relationship, doing for others over self. And of course, I chose this as one of my values because I live for the moment way too much. I want what I want when I want it, regardless of the consequences, way too often. I can be so selfish, and I just can't take it anymore. What do I sacrifice that I wish I didn't? My sleep, my physical and mental health, my sobriety, my relationships, my peace, my self-esteem, my long-term financial stability, and I sacrifice my self-care, all for these. I want this now to change how I feel, and it all gets sacrificed. Instead of, I want to choose sacrificing something that's of little value for all these other things that are important to me. At least I say they're important, right? What should we be willing to sacrifice? I think we should sacrifice our time, our money, our stability, the things being known, for sacrificing it to see what opportunities come there. Our immediate desires, our need for control, our need to be right, our need, fear of change, judgment, what others think of us, and our self-will. So I think a lot of times if we just slow down when we feel, I think so many times we're on autopilot. But if we can kind of catch ourselves before we do something and say, do I really want to do this, instead of just doing it? Maybe we can start to sacrifice some of those things, and in the long term, things can snowball in a positive way by delaying gratification. So anyway, I hope you got something out of that reading. Just want to encourage you to look at what you may be sacrificing, what you need to sacrifice for yourself, for your family, for your friends, whatever. Yeah, and so, I hope you had a good week. This is a good week for me, and got the 4th of July weekend coming up. Thanks for listening, and be back on Monday for another video. So until then, peace out.